Hey everyone, it's Shelby, the conservative bookworm. Alright, this is number 6 in my top 10 series. First, what I'm going to talk about is the 8 to 12-year-old range. This book has been one of my favorites for a very long time, probably since I was 8. Yeah, probably around then. It's The Voyages of Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting. Way better than the movie. With the newish movie with, I think it's Eddie Murphy. There is an old one you may have heard of. I can't remember all the people that are in it. It's a long time ago, like 60s or something. So long. It's better. I liked the movie, but the book is the best. It is an older book. It has some illustrations, and it's really just a lot of smaller stories and then like kind of one bit longer one, overarching longer story. But it's just, most people hear the name Dr. Dolittle, they pretty much know that Dr. Dolittle can talk to animals, except in the book it's a little different because he speaks their language. All the animals don't just know English. He speaks their language, which adds a little more realism to me anyway. Like I liked that better as a kid than just that all the animals understood English. No, he's learned all of their languages. Great book. I highly recommend it, especially if you have a child that loves animals. I don't know too many who have kids at a certain age. It seems like all kids are animal lovers, or maybe specific animal lovers. So, 8 to 12-year-old, Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting. Great book. Okay, for the next age range, which is 13 to 15, this can be more for like 13 to 18. Get down the first one. I forgot to get it down. I'll just get it from my handy little bookshelf here. It is the DeGranville Trilogy. This is the first book, Blood Red Horse. This is actually, at the moment that I'm taping this is the next book for my book club with the kids. This one and one other one, which I'll talk about eventually in a review. Blood Red Horse, DeGranville Trilogy. So this is the first one. The second one is Green Jasper, and these are all by K.M. Grant. Okay. Green Jasper, and the last one, which for me it said this is an old library book. I don't even know where this came from, but I got it off of abooks.com. Blaze of Silver. That's the last one. They're all awesome books. The book club and I were just gonna cover the first one in our book club, but then of course tell the kids if they love it, then they can obviously look at the others. This is one of my favorite series. Again, it's kind of, if you like horses, then you will love these books, but you don't really have to adore horses to like them, because there is a horse. The horse is kind of the main character, but it's not like a talking horse or anything. This is set in the medieval period during the Crusades, during the reign of King Richard. So it's about a family, the DeGranville family, 2 brothers and a young girl who they're both kind of vying over. They both want her in their life. She's betrothed to one, but she's kind of always been closer to the other one. So there's kind of a little bit of drama, family drama in there. Lots of sword fighting, lots of kind of intrigue in the King Richard era. Bad guys, good guys. Not so much. Well, there's a young man who is a Muslim who ends up kind of changing their minds about the Crusades not being so straightforward. So it's an interesting historical novel. Great story. There is some violence, obviously, because it's during the Crusades, so knights in shining armor kind of violence. Nothing other than that. There's no language. There's no hanky-panky. I don't know if anyone even kisses. Maybe once. That's it. It's a great novel. And of course there's the horse element. A very special horse makes his appearance in the first one and kind of ties them all together. This special horse ties all these characters together. So You'll just have to read it to find out more, but it is a great, great novel, and great trilogy. So I definitely recommend that. And again, I'll link to all of these below to either AbeBooks or Amazon, so you can discover a little bit more about them if you want. Read some more reviews if you so choose, or buy them or find them at your local library. Okay, next is going to be, I have 2 novels for the young adult. One is for the boys. This is a classic, but if you have a young man, like 16 to 18, they should read this book. I am as a young woman, I read this book. Love it. Love this book. It is a classic, so it's a little harder to read. But it's The Last of the Mohicans by James Fenimore Cooper. And of course, this is also a series, but I could never get through the rest. I like this one the best. This one is the better one. This book, and if you've seen the movie or you know about the movie, the book is better than the movie. I liked the movie okay. The violence in the movie is definitely in the book, though. I mean, it's a classic book, so they don't talk about it quite the same way, but it is pretty bloody. Because it's about a time where there was a lot of war, and it was the French and Indian War, so there was lots of bloodshed. The Indians against the British, and the British against the Indians, the British against the French, and the French against the British, so lots of battles. It's a little bit of tragedy. If you know, most people know the Last of the Mohicans kind of storyline, but it's about 2 young girls who kind of get caught up in the middle of the French and Indian War and are helped by 3 men. One is a friend of a tribe of Indians called the Mohicans. The 2 Mohicans, they're called Last of the Mohicans because it's a man and his son. They're Mohican, and his son is like, their tribe has basically been wiped out. And he's the last true full-blooded Mohican. So it's a bit sad in some ways, but a great read. I recommend it for boys. Girls too, they enjoy that kind of thing. And then of course, I can't go by without mentioning Jane Austen. I don't know if you can see, that's upside down. There we go. Jane Austen. All Jane Austen's books. That's why I have a boy book and girl book, because all the Jane Austen books, if you're a boy and you read Jane Austen, great. Maybe you could find something to enjoy about it, but it's definitely more girl-centric. So, all the Jane Austen books, I totally recommend. I'm going to say 16 to 18. If you're 13, whatever, totally read them. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with Jane Austen books. There's no language, there's nothing bad in them. But they are classic books, and they are romantic, and they are a little hard to read sometimes. I mean, because, they're set in the early 1800s, so the language is a little different, but it will grow your vocabulary, and I love them. I read them all when I was a teenager. Read a couple of my favorites more than once. So awesome books. I know some of these were not so surprising, maybe for the younger ones, but I can't help it. I mean, I have some of my classics that are my favorites, so just wanted to share those with you. That was number 6 again on my top 10 for 3 different age ranges. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.